Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing today? Excuse me. Oh, that was shift. That would explain why Control S wasn't working. It is time to farm. And today, farming means poop. I did at least, because I forgot to yesterday, activate the eye for Williams. I actually forgot to download it as it turned out. I'm out of coffee already. Yeah, I forgot to download the eye for Williams. Which I'm looking forward to giving a go. Forgot Dark Out. I'll survive. I'm not going out of game again. I'll make do with normal HUD. But yeah, I've been meaning to try out the... I don't know how I'll try the eye for Williams. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to try it today. Even if it's just like loading the skid steer that I think is the pigs up, I'm gonna give it a go. Oh yeah, we're out of... I was wondering why that side of the field had more of a different texture, and yeah, I forgot that we ran out of manure. Good trailer for the Gildner, which I don't have active. Is there better customization in 19 than 17? Yes. There's a lot more that you can do in 19, honestly. Like, you can't have seasons yet, that's on the way. Some of my more favoured scripts aren't out yet, but there's a lot more you can do, and it's just a lot more detailed of a game than 17 was. Which I know might start some sort of weird argument in the farm sim communities, but it's how I feel. FS19 is the better game. I don't really think they're comparable all that well. Like, base game 17 is terrible compared to base game 19. Which is the only fair comparison you can make. You know, I mean, it's... Are we all seeing the floating bucket over there? Are we all... It's not just me seeing there's a brown floating bucket over in the manure pit, is there? Is it? Oh, it's attached to the telehandler. Okay, that makes a bit more sense now. That's why it looked like it was floating. It's not... It looked like it was, and I'm slow today, so leave me suffer. I'm having one of those days, Giannis. Please allow me to suffer. Right, more slurries needed, and yes, this was not in fact floating. What I can do, however, is dump this manure down there and just double check if the cows need... Well, don't really need the telehandler to do this, because I can just go... Zip, cows don't need mucking out. Good, done. Hey, Tyke! Have, because I'm really curious, have notifications gone out today? Because I get the feeling they didn't go out yesterday. Even though they've been fixed for Landy for a few days. I think YouTube's pulling some crap again. You got yours? Does anyone know why the Anderson DLC payment fails? It might be... simply because you don't have enough money on whatever card you're trying to use, Tyke. If you've got enough money in your like bank account or whatever, double check that you've got your details correct. And if it's still having issues, I'm presuming you're trying to buy from Giants. If you're still having issues, contact Giant support, and they might be able to give you a bit more help. Okay, I know that's a non-answer, but it's the only answer that I have. Even if you asked in Giants Discord, that would probably be the answer they'd give you. If you can, try a different payment method. But there's not a whole lot really I can tell you that is going to say is going to be a magic bullet that is the answer you're looking for. Hey Archie. Tried twice. Yeah, that's all I can tell you. Tig is contact Giant support. They might be able to help you out there. If you can try a different payment method. I don't know what payment methods are available. I think PayPal might be available. It sounds bad. Like I'm a Giants media partner. I don't know what Giants accept as payments. King Fields 15, 18, 19 is crop using 16, 17 for grass. Let's have a look here. 16, 17. They're two grass. They're two. Yeah, that is a really good idea, Bradley. Get fields 16, 17. Use them as exclusive grass fields because they're a bit smaller and you can do half hay, half silage a bit easier. That's a really, really good plan. Really, really good idea, in general. I don't think we're going to get the full way down the field, but I'm going to try, damn it. Hey, Henry. Also, Hayden, I did another job, just the one job last night for SSLC, and it's now up to like 36,000. Also, I moved everything into the bank so that free money would happen. Any news on Meadowgrove, Peterville, or Oakfield? They're all in testing. That's all the news that there is, Michael. They're all in testing. Hopefully, well, presumably they'll be coming out within the next week if they pass. Within the next week or so. But there's no, like, tacked on, this is the day that they'll be out kind of news. Groups don't get interest, only people... Oh, crap. Well, I tried. I thought interest was global, but okay. I wonder if Oakville will come out this week. If it passes testing, it should, but bear in mind this is the first pass-through testing, so I'm expecting it to fail. On materials. Because materials can't be tested outside of Giants. Just something that really should be fixed. There, like, I know this is something that both myself and Landy, well, something that I harp on about a good bit, and it's that materials should be testable by the modder themselves instead of like the way things work currently. You can't test the materials for console. There should be some sort of program or script that you could run in GE that would do some of the console tests, not all of them. Some of them have to be done on a console. On the dev kit Giants have, but it'd be nice if it would like flag up material errors and shader errors that would appear on console but not PC. Because as things stand, the only tests that modders can do are PC exclusive testing. Looking for a good medium. Meadowgrove will be what you're looking at, Zombie King. That is a really nice medium-sized farm. Like, that is small without being tiny, big without being huge. It is right down the middle, and you can use pretty much anything you want on it. Like, if memory serves, I was using quite small old equipment on Meadowgrove in 17. You can get away with using a lot of kind of more unusual equipment on Meadowgrove. Whereas stuff like Oakfield, Marwell and stuff, you're kind of, in a way, forced to use larger equipment just because the fields are big. How far did I get in this? Oh, wow, okay. I got a bit further than I actually thought in this field. Which is good. What size is Shamrock? Shamrock as well would be a nice kind of medium-sized farm, actually. Like, there were some big fields, but you really wouldn't want equipment that was huge because Oxy made the lanes quite tight, which is true to Ireland. There is no such thing as a big wide open laneway here. Which unfortunately, some mappers who take on Irish maps think that the laneways need to be very British style and very open. When in fact, like, there are roads around me where even in a car you're getting hit by branches and stuff. Driving down them because the road is so tight and there's no way to avoid it. Which, by the way, is one of the reasons that I dislike most Irish maps, is they don't get to the laneways right. I feel, by the way, like this is backwards. Oh no, it's not, because the knives are at the front. Okay. Yeah, there's a kind of a knife attachment thingy on the front of that. So yeah, I thought it was backwards, but then on closer inspection, no. There is, however, I noticed, no animation for it actually working. It's a nice corner giant's cut. Not really necessary, but it's a, you know, one of those corners can be cut, and very difficult to notice that it has been cut. Oh yeah, so on our main roads, you don't have much of an issue with trees, usually. It's the country lanes, which are occasionally like the only way you can get between, we'll say, one town and another if you're coming from one direction. So I guess they could be described as main roads, but they're usually like alternative routes that have much better roadways. Except when you're around the boglands, in which case all of the roads are potholes. Only roads that are large are highways. Yeah. Did you say tree with an A? Yes, you did! I actually read that as tree with, like, spelled correctly. Good grief. To be fair, Hayden, English isn't exactly Annis's first language. Farming man, hello. I enjoy the fact that somebody unsubbed yesterday just to get me under 9,500. By the way. What they don't realise is that's trolling me twice as hard because I hate being stuck on 9.9. That said, this is going to sound weird coming from a YouTuber. I wish the people that didn't watch the videos ever just all unsubbed, or YouTube, there was a way to like do that on YouTube, because I want a better idea of how many active subs I actually have, and it's probably in the range of like 300. If I wait long enough, YouTube will clean up non-active accounts. It really doesn't. Oh. That's some impressive climbing. Oh no. No, get off everything. You've tried to learn French, German and Gaelic. You've tried to learn Scots Gaelic. Because the only language I know that is regarded as Gaelic is Scots Gaelic. If you mean Irish, it's literally just called Irish. Just download Air Ireland. Did they update that yet? Like, I'm eagerly awaiting the update, but I don't know when that's coming. It was Scots Gaelic. That is a very unusual language to want to learn. I know bits of Scots Gaelic, because... Any tips on how to get more views? Don't ask me for tips on how to get more views, because I'm wondering the exact same thing. Try to learn German and Lithuanian. You couldn't sit down to do it. I want to learn German again. I want to, like, properly get back into learning German. You just got V1. Bradley might want to hold off on playing that too much, because there is going to be a an update soon that'll involve like tip calls changing, so you'll need to start a new save. That said, by all means have a look around the map, because it is a really well thought out map for what it is. Like, it is at the base of it. It's 5 maps stitched together. But it works so well. And the guy with 9.5k subs. Yes, and look at how many people I've got in my stream right now. Look at how many views my videos usually get. Asking me for tips on how to get more views is like asking a blind man on painting tips. It's not going to work. I've been wondering how to get more views for months. Only in mainland Europe could you want to learn a language just because you usually go shopping there. Something that can literally only happen in mainland Europe. Like Ireland and the UK, yeah, we only need English. Because even if I were to go to the Gaeltacht tomorrow up in, I guess the nearest one would be the Waterford Gaeltacht. They all speak English there. Main language is Irish, but they'll all speak English. Am I Irish? Yes. You only know English? See, I think Americans have good incentive to learn other languages. Personally, because like you got Mexico to the south where you can learn Spanish. You got Quebec, not Canada, just Quebec to the north, so you could learn French. And I kind of feel like more Americans should engage in learning French and Spanish. And Irish and English the same. Tána Cantanis Ascailge. Bhfuil an teanga seo Samúil nach béile. I wanted to prove a point, Yanis. That was Irish. Irish and English are two very different languages. Speaking gibberish doesn't make a point. Poke my horn, poke my horn, poke my horn. The joy of Irish is you can insult people, and I don't know it. You should try learning the language of the Deep South. I'd rather not. What am I doing? Playing Farm Sim. I believe you are watching me play Farm Sim. How dare I say that? Do I know a game called Chem Crops? Yes! It's basically dead. Yeah, it's that Chem Crops. As much as there was hype behind it for a while, it just isn't gonna go anywhere. Had a lot of promise. The devs are clueless, frankly. Their roadmaps have proven time and time again they have no idea what they're doing. Which, it's the first time they've ever created a game, so that's to be expected, but at the same time, doesn't give a good look. It's not a good look that, you know, a game with as much hype as Cotton Crops does have, or did have at one point, the devs release a roadmap that says, oh, we'll have this game out in mid-2017. And with what little knowledge I do have of game development, I said the day they released that roadmap, that is off by at minimum 2 years. Today, when do I think Cotton Crops will be in a fit state to be called a V1? Probably actually about 2 years, because the development time is just glacial. It's one of the slowest developed games I've ever seen. Like, granted there's some feature creep going on, but it's just, it had too much hype for its own good, and it can never deliver on what people want. That's what's going to kill Cotton Crops at the end of the day. Is it cannot deliver on what people are expecting. The guys behind Master Brain Bites, I applaud them for getting so much hype and so much excitement built, because that is difficult for a game. Kerbal Space Program actually progressed quite quickly. Like, they're still developing it to this day, but it progressed quite quickly. Once it made it into early access kind of period. They just wanted to do a whole hell of a lot with that. I'm not gonna slurry all the fields. I was really tempted to slurry this field, but no. That's just not a good idea. So what I'll do instead is... Do I have another big-ish tractor? I do. Fantastic. Slurrying 18 was a pain. Yeah, I can imagine. Only reason you got air iron's for the new crops. I don't like the crops they've put in. Like, some of them just don't make sense in the game. Even with the modded harvester they encourage you to use, they just don't make sense. Let's repair that. And give it a bit of a refuel. And let's get the... you. I have a job for you. What crops are they? They did like cabbages and stuff, which... it's cool that they did it, but there's no way realistic... there's no believable way to harvest them. So it all looks a bit... I thought I felt a bit low. It all looks a bit kind of weird, like you're harvesting cabbages with a sugar beet harvester, basically. And it just looks wrong. Hey, Richard and Curtis. And Mikey as well. See, look at this, I'm stacking these properly today. Or vaguely properly. Actually, if I were to move this box here, and then... see, look at this. Correct, proper stacking from Dave for once. The rare non-scrambled eggs. Now let's scramble them. Can you join? This is an MP. Sunny in Shetland, very nice. The cabbage, lettuce, carrots, millet. Millet, I'm fine with. The rest of that list so far is just kind of random stuff that there's no way to harvest in the game. Which I always have issues with maps that do that. It's not just because it's hard. I always have issue with maps that just throw crops at them. Just throw out crops because reasons. Is this where I wanted to go? This is where I wanted to go. Hey, local cheats. Millet is using, it just uses, even in real life, just a bog standard combine harvester, so I'm fine with that. Because that is a completely believable way of being harvested. It's the stuff that, like, you need to use a sugar beet harvester that makes no sense. And, like, granted, that, you know, it is a way to harvest them. You know, it'll work in the game, but it doesn't look in any way believable. Did I watch the Chinese Grand Prix? No, and I'm glad I didn't. Because I am tiring of Ferrari's shenanigans. Ferrari spent millions on Charles Leclerc, developing him as a driver, and then they just incessantly tell him to ruin his own race. Like, we're 4 races into the season, and in all 4 they've told Charles Leclerc to let Vettel by, even though it ruined his own race. Or it would have ruined his own race, because he ignored them in, was it Bahrain? He ignored them? So... it's been 3 races so far? Is it only 3? Either way, in all 3, they've told Leclerc to let Vettel pass, even though it would have, especially 2 weeks ago, ruined Leclerc's race. Hey, Jag. Oh, it has been 3, because... yeah, Australia, they were slow as hell, and then Bahrain, they were inexplicably super fast, and now in China today, they were super slow again. Field 19. Just reduce this down a bit. We'll go for 5 headlands. 6 headlands. Get rid of this and just go. Jag, why? Why do you keep doing this, Jag? I appreciate it, but that's insanity, dude. That makes it 400 this month, which comically translates to about €200 in total that I actually get at the end of it. Yeah, watch the language, Bradley. I know that it's completely guano insane. Hey, but yeah, careful with the old language arena. What do I want to do here? I want to do something interesting. Do I have... Ooh, do I have... I do have... I have done recently, have I not? Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. Let's spin you around. Seeing as we can just direct drill this field, let's get some crop in. Just be glad he isn't doing the 500. I shudder to think how much of that YouTube would take. What time am I going until? I'm only gonna go until 7. Let's do some oats again. I'm only gonna go till 7. And tomorrow, by the way, I've made a decision on tomorrow's stream. It's gonna be flight sim. So tomorrow is gonna be probably like a leg and a turboprop, most likely. Because I actually want to do a slow leg tomorrow. You're working tomorrow, today's your day off. Sucks to be you. In all seriousness, I will be doing flight sim again on Friday. It's just Monday, because it's technically my day off. I want to do some flight sim. You don't have days off, neither do I, technically. I shouldn't, at least. What I am going to do, by the way, after this stream, is I am going to get back into recording videos, because everything's returned to normal now, as far as things around the house are concerned. Not 100%, but it's close enough that I'm happy getting back into doing videos. New room? Nope. Same room. Same room as ever. It's just different lighting conditions make this room look different colours. It's kind of interesting. Even when you had a forced day off, you hated it. Interesting. Hello, Nikki. What I found entertaining was the flight sim stream on Friday did about as well as this stream. Just looks different. Yeah, it's because it's quite grey outside today. And I've got my main light on as well as the... Like, if I turn off my main light, the room looks kind of yellowy. But if I keep it on... Yeah, it's just down to the way I light the room on any given day. So... This sounds like Pokemon music. This sounds like it's like ripped straight out of Pokemon. It is actually quite good music for seeding. What is this song called? World Map. Oh, it's probably from an actual video game. Hang on. It's from apparently Pirate Burglar. Stream more Satisfactory. I haven't played Satisfactory in a couple of weeks. But much more interested in Flight Sim. And yesterday I played the campaign of the... Hang on a second! There's still crop to be harvested in this field. I played the campaign of the Anno 1800 beta. Yeah, Jag alone is the reason these streams are basically ad free. That and the fact that YouTube advertising revenue is basically zero anyway, so like playing an ad all it really succeeds in doing is annoying people. Thing is, Aiden, I now remember why I left the stuff in the field. It's because I wasn't finished. I was wondering why I'd abandoned the trailer in here. Like, I've been trying to get stuff put away, and I was wondering why I just abandoned the trailer like I did. Now I know. It was to remind me that I still had crops to harvest. Yeah, ads have been behaving increasingly strange. Like, sometimes they're super loud, sometimes they're completely silent. So why? I've been getting an increasing number of Chinese ads too. Like, I know that I enjoy watching people cook Chinese food, but that is no reason to give me ads aimed at the Chinese market, because I have no idea what they're trying to say in these ads. Also, technically, things are played on in Ireland through my computer. They are subject to Irish regulations when it comes to advertising, comically. Especially as YouTube is now operated, YouTube Europe is now operated out of YouTube Dublin, or Google Dublin. So YouTube is doubly open to problems. Hey, Rabbit Man and Josh. Beyond FS19, then buy it. It's not the most expensive game in the world. It's like Dead Stick, I want that when it comes out, so the second I see it on Steam, I'm buying it. Even if it means I put off the 2070 for another month. Links and videos are giving people false strikes to their channels. That doesn't surprise me. Especially when certain companies, aka stars, I'm opening myself up to a copyright strike here, because stars hate people knowing that there were spoilers posted somewhere. I can't remember where. And they've literally been abusing copyright to stop people finding out about these spoilers, which I get that you don't want people finding out about spoilers to your shows or whatever. But by abusing copyright, you run the risk, as a company, of being fined millions of dollars. And not only that, it is illegal. Not only that, but whoever's doing it, if they can figure it out, can be sent to jail for that, because it's perjury. You know, the entire company could be sanctioned because one idiot decides, hey, let's just abuse copyright, and it'll probably be the CEO. Or the COO. It'd be whoever's in charge of, you know, doing that sort of stuff. Whoever has that access. The legal team would be busy for years to come. So I mean, it'd be a good move to get your legal team, if you're running a company, to get your legal department working for years. You start abusing copyright. Because you'll be embroiled in so many lawsuits that you won't know what to do with them. Probably that in marketing, yeah. It would probably fall upon the CEO. Or the chairman. There's a new plane and the wings are... Yes, I did... Landy said this to me last night and I had no idea this was happening at all. The largest plane ever flew. The Strato launcher. It is bigger than the Antonov 225. It is wider than the Antonov 225. It is wider than the former world record holder, the Spruce Goose. And it's powered by 6 engines. Which, you know, the Antonov is powered by 6 engines. The 6 engines on the Strato launcher from the Boeing 747. The same engines as used on the Boeing 747. So they're quite powerful engines. And it looks ridiculous, I should add. Like, I'm not gonna not mention the Strato launcher does look hideous and ridiculous all at the same time. Because it does. It looks stupid. It doesn't look sketchy one bit. Thing is, the reason it looks that way, Yanis, because it does look like it's just 2 planes strapped together, is because in the middle section they plan on strapping rockets to launch from mid-air. So it's got these hideously powerful engines and this hideously huge wingspan so that it can launch rockets from the sky. As things stand, I think there's a modified 747 being used to launch rockets. And is it an MD-11 is used as well in... Hey Sylvan! Gonna do 6130R to get today, supposed to have 6R model sizes. It's ginormous, yes. Alright, has anyone heard of the 737 conspiracy? No. Yeah, there's companies do that currently. I think it's an MD-11 that is used by... Can't remember. Probably McDonnell Douglas, actually. Lockheed L1011, yes. That would be it, the L1011. I knew it was something that was extremely rare. It's the last one. I did not know it was the last one that's actually still flying. And yeah, Virgin Orbit is using a slightly modified 747. When do I think Metagrow Peterville will be out? When they pass testing. That's the only answer I can give. Because I could say, like... Yeah, I could give you a day, but I'd be wrong. Most likely. Whatever day they pass testing, they'll be out. Or maybe the next day. Thing that happened in Africa with the plane that crashed, something earlier occurred with the same plane somewhere else. Yes, the exact same incident basically happened in... I can't remember the country, but it was the same model of plane, same... Michael, I can't give you an answer. Stop trying to force an answer from me. I can't answer that question. It's whenever they pass testing. That could be next week, that could be next month, that could be next year. There's no actual answer to that question. Yeah, Benji, the problem with the 737 MAX, and it is just a MAX problem, is they've got this new anti-stall system that seemingly doesn't work and just causes planes to nosedive. because it gets erroneous readings from sensors. I don't mind being asked the same questions every day, but somebody rephrasing the same question 4 times during the same stream does get on my nerves. Especially when I've answered that question every single time with, I don't know. Nobody knows. There is no answer to that question. The only answer is when it passes testing. And when will it pass testing? I don't know. Nobody does. Giants maybe do. Yeah, that's me literally touching the USB from my Stream Deck there. Yeah, that was my Stream Deck doing its weird thing. Where sometimes it just randomly unplugs itself. So it does look like I'll need to get more seeds, which is frustrating. Back up. What? Hey, Phantom. I was a crow flying underground. That doesn't surprise me one bit. The crows are particularly weird in the farm sim world, apparently. The crows just do their thing. Okay, I copped that one that was flying on the ground. Extra back. Benji, odds are he won't. Well, there's a very slim, very, very slim chance that he will, but... I mean, he said it himself, he's got a 3-year contract to fulfill, so he's got to fight it hard. And goodness knows people of that age tend to be quite stubborn and tend to be able to fight pretty damn hard. So it's not all doom and gloom. Let's get more seeds. 1. We'll just get 2 for now. Yeah, this is a reason that I just want to kill cancer. It is a blight upon humanity and needs to be eradicated, and hopefully someday we'll figure out the technology that will do it. The frustrating thing is the technology is known. Like, I think I've told this story before. When I was in uni, because I did a it got kind of a medical science course. One of the questions you were asked in the middle of a lecture is, how would you cure cancer? And the answer's simple. Like, the answer is very simple. You genetically engineer a virus to selectively attack cancer cells. How do you do that? Yeah, that's where the problem lies. How do you get it to distinguish between a perfectly normal human cell and a cancer cell? That's where probably the majority of the research is going. In terms of, like, genuine cure research. Most of it's treatment research to try and make treatments a bit less aggressive. Which is fair. But, in terms of, like, genuine cure research, thank you, Yanis. I was gonna do that myself if somebody else didn't. Am I Ireland? Yes. Connor, hello. But yeah, going back to my main point, there is the cure to cancer is known. It's figuring out the technology to make it work is the issue. So when you hear people saying, "Oh, maybe somebody will find a cure for cancer," you can straight up tell them, "The cure? We know what the cure is. Trying to figure out how to make that cure work is the problem." Thank you, Skirtich. How to get Xbox Live on Xbox? Goodness knows. I play on PC, so I don't need to worry about that crap. Because I'm on PC, Xbox Live is free. Hey, Brandon Stutchman. I just read it how it looked. Used the ivory yet? Not yet, no! I somehow I forgot to download it until today. Yanis and Hayden, could you guys check admin chat real quick? On Discord? In fact, that's a good thing to do now, isn't it? No, stop pressing buttons. I'm presuming it's gonna be... That's not what... Yes. Oh wow, that's super cheap. I've got to get it in full configuration. That's, I've no idea what to put in the back of the damn thing. No, not that bit. That bit. Have you ever played FDR logging mods? No, I will say this with the utmost respect to FDR, because I know he puts as much work as, you know, he puts every bit of effort into his mods and he makes them to the highest of his capabilities. I just don't think they're very good. Hayden, don't do that to everybody. Don't go chaos. Don't go mental. Play this on the Switch and I'll be dandy with what I have now. Or, you know, I can play it on PC and have lovely, lovely scripts and mods. And money, because I wouldn't need to buy a Nintendo Switch. Scripts, mods, well, I think Switch got some DLC. Let's have a look at the cipher. That does look hilariously tiny, like, just because of the weird frame of reference Farmson gives you for everything. Is that about... That is about the right height. Who dat? No, that was me clicking on something else. Skirtich, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Rainbow Dead Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. That is about the right size. It'd be nice if it had a number plate. But in terms of like height and width and Everything, yeah, it's about right. Good Lord, farm sim with the weird frame of reference. It's tiny, it looks tiny, but it's actually like the exact right dimensions, more or less. Maybe a bit on the small side, but compared to some other stuff I've seen that is just wildly outside, like wrongly sized. This is about right. Bear in mind that this is a trailer intended to go on the back of a car. It's not actually meant to go on, like, a tractor. So what I'm going to do is potentially quite stupid. I'm going to put it on the back of the John Deere. Or on the back of the... on the back of this to simulate a small car. Like a smart car pulling this. And now it looks huge. Yeah, this is a... oh, I'm not going to say exactly, but I'm going to say it's roughly the right size. You're never going to get something exact. But if I were to... how can it... oh, how... this is more to test the John Deere, the Gator, than the actual IFR, but... how will it deal with this? Bring it back over the tires. Oh, hang on a second. Are they... are you serious? Are they dynamic? Yes, they bloody well are. That is impressive. So if I get this kind of butted up over the tires here, actually just pull it back a small bit so that I can get... oh, the bucket doesn't fit. Okay, so if I put this up over the tires like that, and fold up the ramps, and then fasten the tension belts just to be on the safe side. Oh! Okay, that's pretty cool. That is that side. Oh, and the legs as well. What happens if I try and use both? Seemingly nothing, but I'm presuming it does something. Oh, do you know what that's for? That's for the ramps, isn't it? The support legs? Ah! Yeah, this little deer's... the little gator's struggling, but it can do this. Just about. Well, that's about as even as I can get the load as well. Hang on a second, 0% fill. No way does that mean what I think it means. There is zero chance of this meaning what I think it means. Oh, yeah, it's because it's on the back of the gator, which does actually have a fill level. Derp. I'm I'm glad it didn't mean what I thought it meant, because that would have been very strange. Realistic, but very odd. Yeah, the only like tiny thing, well, two tiny things would be like, number one, put some blooming numbers and letters on the number plate. Make one up. And number two, it could really do with like a ideal world, like a Galva steel texture, just to make it pop a bit more. But in terms of detail work, yeah, it's all... To preserve the appearance of the galvanized and stainless, yeah. If you can get like a good Galva steel texture going, that would really make the trailer pop as a whole. Although you do kind of have them going on the sides here, I've just noticed. It's a bit subtle. Yeah, Jag's been Jag again, Hodge. Just... I've stopped questioning Jag's sanity and just accepted that he's completely mental. Yeah, I am a fan of the Eifer. What is it? It looks good. Yeah, it looks stunning for what it is. Very rare to see an Eifer actually done well. In Farm Sim. So many of them are just converts of the old NI modding Eifer Williams. So it's nice to see one that is basically a new model that's done to a decent level. And actually has the detailing correct. Hey Liam. That's genuinely like put me into a good mood. It's really nice to see. You know, there's limit used to watch ends of pre-setups for you know. To an extent, yes, but I think there is some stuff in game that does have a galvanized steel texture or galvanized steel looking texture. Let me just let's go to the shop real quick. What would probably have a galvanized steel texture in the base game? The big milk tank, that would have something vaguely resembling a big Galva steel texture. Oh, you can only get stainless. Yeah, that's more Galva steel than stainless steel, honestly. Well, that's the kind of texture that I would associate more with galvanized than stainless. So you could totally do Galva steel texture using the stainless steel default. There's a galvanized UDIM. Yeah, I mean, oh, there must be because this is galvanized. This would have to be galvanized because it's going to be interacting with acids quite a lot. And also, this is galvanized. So if I have a look at this, it is the exact same texture as the other tanker. Yeah, slurry tankers are almost always galvanized steel because with slurry being quite highly acidic, they need the protection of galvanization. And also that adds a bit of weatherproofing. Don't know why people want galvanized steel slurry tankers with a naked metal like that, but they do. But even when they're painted, they are galvanized steel underneath. Reinforced galvanized steel at that. Whereas stainless is just a zinc coating on the outside. Or no, it's a zinc alloy, isn't it? Stainless steel is a zinc alloy. In with the iron. How long does my largest fertilizer take on this plot? Like, depending on what sperm I'm using, anything up to like 20 minutes or less usually. If I'm using the big old spinner, it's about 20 minutes. Maybe a bit less. In fact, I will have to spin this, won't I? Because it needs, yeah, it needs fertilizing. So this will get spun. I think people, I think people who are new are just wondering how on earth I've got so much random knowledge. The simple fact is, I just have random knowledge. I just know things. What is galvanized steel? Galvanized steel... Because I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's... Is it electrically treated stainless? There is like an extra step between stainless and galvanized steel, but I can't remember what exactly it is. So I'm going to Google it. Random knowledge is best knowledge, yes. How's Dave? Dave is good. Galvanizing is the process of applying a protective zinc coating. So what is stainless steel if galvanized is the zinc coating? What is stainless? Oh, stainless is chrome and nickel, not zinc. Galvanized is zinc. Okay. Actually got it backwards. You're in the ER because you have the flu and you don't feel like drinking or eating now, you're dehydrated and non-fluids. Fun. Although props for going to the hospital to get IV fluids, because some doctors will complain and some hospitals will complain that, oh, why are you coming here where you just got like a cold or a flu? Well, I haven't been eating or drinking in a few days. Okay, that's a good reason to come in now. Like, if you got a cold or a flu, best thing to do, well, not under normal circumstances, just take like Benylin for flu or something. And treat the, if you got a cold, just deal with it. If you got the flu, just like take some flu medication that'll deal with the symptoms. It doesn't actually treat influenza, but it'll deal with the symptoms usually. And it'll make you feel better, even though you won't be. Especially if it's a viral influenza as opposed to bacterial influenza. Flu, always drink lots of liquids, yes. Ideally, because it'll, number one, hydrate you, and number two, actually get your blood sugar levels up. Like tea with honey, or any drink including honey. That's why honey and lemon is a very popular drink for when people have the flu. Is, it keeps blood sugar levels up, and it hydrates and stuff. Lemsip. Honey and lemon. You can literally just make it at home. You can make lemsip at home. It's just a couple of teaspoons honey. I think it's like half a freshly squeezed lemon. It'll probably taste better than lemsip. If you want to give it a bit of flavour, a bit of fruit cordial as well. Is that the US? Is what in the US? Honey gets absorbed quickly by the body, yes, because it is, it's not fructose, but it's sucrose, but it's in a very easily digestible form, because we've evolved to digest easily that form of sucrose. Not the form that is found in table sugar. Like whenever genuine thing, whenever I'm feeling ill, I will have honey. I will have like a cup of tea with honey in it, because I like tea, and the honey dissolves in the tea, so it actually gets absorbed even quicker. Yeah, Jim, Jag struck again. It's, it's the 4th time this month. Jag's donation. It's about a 5th left on the time now, Alexander. But yeah, that's gonna be up until I end the stream, basically, because Jag is a lunatic. Like, I'm not gonna gloss over the facts here. Jag is completely insane and probably has more money than he should when he's able to do that 4 times in a month. Oh dear. Landy's not gonna believe me when I say Jag struck again. I just realised this. I'm gonna go on TeamSpeak after the stream for a little bit. Or do I want to record? I do want to record tonight. This is a thing. Got in the mood to record again. But Jag's gonna, or Landy's not gonna believe me. The tallest A319 range is correct. You can take it from LAX to Tahiti. I thought the 318 was the more long-range version of the like Airbus narrow bodies. Inflation makes it rain, not Jag. No, Jag definitely does. Jag definitely does. Like, it's because of Jag that I've just given up on bothering with the add button. Hey Brendan. I will still have ads in videos though, because they're likely to get a few more views. Wingspan of the 320 with a shorter fuselage. Ah! Was part of a different family, because like that's part of the A310 family, not the A320 family. The 319's overall shorter, yes, and it's got a shorter takeoff roll and shorter takeoff distance. 18 even, yeah. Because the BAU is like a combination. It's A320 family. I did not know that. I thought it was 310 family because of the 3.1. Then again, it makes more sense for it to be that way, yeah. Is it the 319 BAUs to go to Gibraltar, or is it the 318, or a combination of both? I know they use a 318 between London City and New York. Hey, sir. How's all? All is good today. All is good. That's the 19? I thought it was the 18. I do find it funny that 318 is dedicated London City, JFK. Yeah. But they, I believe I read somewhere they're thinking getting more 18s. For the less popular longish haul routes. So that they aren't, so that basically so they don't need to assign one of their, you know, 777s or 787s to that route. Or the 747 is basically being retired, but so they don't have to assign one of their wide bodies to the less popular longer range routes, the long haul routes. They can just use the 318. A220s are regionals though. The A220s are regional jet. Like, that'll be replacing the probably the 319 to Gibraltar. Am I using GPS? Not at the moment, I probably should be. They have the range? A220s are a lot better than I thought then. I thought the A220 was a direct competitor to the Embraers. When's this map out? When it passes Giants testing? I can't give you a better answer than that, I'm afraid. As soon as possible. It's in with Giants now, Daniel, but it is literally just a case of whenever it passes Giants testing, it'll be out. It's impossible to give a date or even an estimate on that. Hopefully this week, possibly like 2 weeks from now, or so, depending on when it gets tested. If it fails, but it should get its first test at some point this week, this coming week. And with luck, it'll pass first time. But as with all maps that are attempting to go on console, I'm anticipating a failure on materials. Yeah, it's out when it passes testing. And with all mods that are trying to get to console, there's about a 50% chance it'll fail. Solely based on material errors. Which can't be tested outside of Giants, which is a never-ending frustration for both me, as somebody who likes playing maps, and map makers who enjoy making them. That the only way to test for material errors is to send stuff after Giants and hope for the best. Because almost everything else can be tested for. There's ways to test most things. But material problems, not so much. What on earth is this music? Tomorrow is what, Monday? Tomorrow is Monday, and that means tomorrow I'll be doing some flights in a plane, and I'll probably be flying a turboprop of some description. Possibly a King Air 200. I'll go through my little range of planes, what I have, and find a good turboprop to do a decent flight tomorrow. Might even get cheeky and put in some free a script that puts in real air traffic. Is Andy live after me? Not today. It's a weekend. He takes weekends off. Yes, says Hayden. No, Landy's not live after me. It's Sunday. He takes weekends off when he's in Canada. Tomorrow's the big African leg. No, tomorrow's one of the shorter African legs. Between Algiers and Tripoli. There's three more legs until the big African leg. We got the Algiers, Tripoli, Malta, Malta to somewhere that I can't remember off the top of my head. And from that somewhere where I can't remember off the top of my head is the big African leg to N'Djamena. Which will almost definitely be in a decent-sized business jet, just because it's quite large, quite a long leg, and it'll still probably be like 2 hours flying, even in a decent-sized business jet, possibly a bit more. 7.5, not a 7.5, Hayden. I'm not flying the 7.5 in the bloody tour. It'll be in the Challenger 300 most likely. What's my favourite tractor? It is Massey 135. Hope they bring Sandy Bay FS15 version out. That won't... Do you mean FS19? Because Oxy will be working on a new version of Sandy Bay. He has said that. I don't know what exactly it's going to entail. Might be a new map with the old name. Might be just another remake of Sandy Bay. I don't know for sure. He's kind of floated both ideas as possibilities. Yeah, Sandy Bay will return one way or another. SFTN's live? Is he? Oh, so he is. Yeah, I'll hand you guys over to SFTN. I didn't know he was going to go live today. Hey, MJ, I'm sending everybody over to SFTN if you want to head over with them. So I'll end the stream here because I wasn't anticipating SFTN going live. I was anticipating going till 7 on the dot. I'll be back tomorrow with some flight sim. World tour between... Let me look the map up real quick. Because I think I've still got it open in a tab here. It's like, do world tours between Algiers and I think Tripoli? No! It's Algiers to Tunis. And then the next leg is Malta, then Tripoli. Oh, that's where I got screwed up, is I forgot about Tunis, Carthage. Yeah, I forgot about... Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense then. Forgot about Tunisia. But that is going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.